find your lack of faith disturbing.
Gotcha!
Smashmouth Footballerz. Introducing Nick Tate, Joe Caldero, Chad Young, Smashmouth Footballerz.
Hey, welcome to Smashmouth Footballerz. I'm Nick Tate.
Joe Caldero.
And I'm the Chad Life.
And guys, today we're going to do some updates in the NFL, and we're going to get into some of the dirty talk that a lot of people aren't talking about.
Yeah. So let's just jump into Miles Garrett. I mean, that's the big one.
Yeah, huge.
Did it instantly make the Rams the Super Bowl choice, the favorite?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, me and you, we were going 49ers.
Yeah.
And this right here just blew that out of the water.
Yeah, that's it. I don't think Seattle's going to be rain. I never thought Seattle was going to rain. I mean, they lost their offensive coordinator. They lost a lot of key pieces. The Rams were only 4 points away from going to the Super Bowl last year against Seattle. Well, you greatly... I mean, before even the Miles Garrett trade moved on, I mean, before that, you upgraded your secondary.
Right.
Like, you took everybody from Kansas City secondary, you moved them over there, and then you went and I don't know how they talked him into this deal. Cleveland I mean, there was obviously some unhappiness there. Cleveland is a whole bag you can't get right. I thought they had some good pieces. I kind of liked what Cleveland was doing for the future. Like, I mean, you drafted Mason Foster. You were trying to get better on the defensive line. Even with all that, you've only won a few games last year. I mean, you got Jared Verse.
They had a good draft. The Browns had finally a good draft. What would be considered good for them, right?
I just don't look. I got to where when I watch the NFL now, and the Rams have done this to me. I love the draft. I love watching the dreams come true and everything else. But the Rams have made me depreciate the value of the draft. The Rams have done that to me. The Rams, less need, the way they do it, they don't go to you see teams go to the Senior Bowl and they want to go get this, and then they go to the Combine and all that. Let's see all them, they don't do it.
The Rams, they go free agent.
The Rams, they don't even get. Hey, they'll draft this guy. And by the way, when they do draft the guys who less seed them didn't go, Puka Nacua, they get these steals. Mm-hmm. You know, like Puna Ford, like Jared Verse, for what it's worth, 17 sacks in 2 years. That's very good.
Yeah,
it's not Miles Garrett. Miles Garrett's the best player in the NFL. How you get the best player in the NFL, and you were only 4 points away from the Super Bowl last year? It's like, are the other 31 teams paying attention?
Well, I mean, I think a lot of this came from the camp from the Browns. I don't think Miles Garrett was happy.
No, he wasn't.
So at the same time, we're getting rid of a player that's disgruntled. We're getting a younger player that is on the rise, right, and we're trying to rebuild. So for the Browns, it makes sense. For the Rams, it makes sense. So like you saying, though, the rest of the NFL, they're not making trades like this. It just happens not to be the same smart decisions.
If you're a head coach just coming in, you should want to go immediately and talk to your best player, whether it be an offensive player or a defensive player. You go and talk to your best player. And Monken has come out and said he did not talk to Miles Garrett. He had not talked to Miles Garrett up until the point of this.
Yeah.
So that's on him. That's on him. Miles Garrett wasn't happy. Miles Garrett wants to win. Miles Garrett should win.
He should win.
Yeah, he should win.
He could retire right now and you walk into the Hall of Fame. Miles Garrett could.
So who's the winner? Who's the winner? The Rams are the winner because of their defensive makeup as it is, right? They're instantly the favorite for the Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl now. Trent McDuffie came in. Jalen Watson came in. That's two top corners from one great team from Kansas City.
Yeah.
So Aaron Donald.
And
they're trying to get him to come back.
Yeah.
He looks like an animal.
That's a great Verse replacement. Yeah. I mean, that's where he learned from.
I mean, if he can come back and just be 3/4 of what he was, he's still going to be a difference maker. He hasn't been gone that long. Everybody thinks he's been gone for a long time. He hasn't been gone that long.
No, this is a Super Bowl run.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
You're making decisions because Matt Stafford has a couple years left, maybe one, maybe two. Mm-hmm. And then you got to rebuild your quarterback and offense at that point. You got to train and, develop and all that. So they're trying to get it now so that when they go into this offensive remake, that they've already got another Super Bowl under their belt. That's my opinion.
So the Rams have done what other teams haven't done. They signed these players to more than just 1 year contracts, which is what like the Jets are doing. Everybody's on 1 year contracts, 1 year, because they're not fully invested in that player. They don't have full faith in them. These players, you should have 100% faith in, from Poona Ford down, Omar Spates, Jalen Watson, Trent McDuffie, all of them.
Listen to
Miles Garrett.
They did it right. Like, I say this all the time. Like, this is why, like, I stay in a complete shock of like which. It doesn't matter how you build a team. I don't think I used to believe in the draft and working your salary cap, but now you can kick the salary cap go. You can exchange. You can do first round picks to signing bonuses. So I don't think the salary cap really matters. And with this, you get Miles Garrett. You're able to pay him more on a salary. You give him that signing bonus. And look, they just had that great draft. You remember that? Like, the Rams didn't have draft picks for 2-3 years, and you had talent, and they said, we need a quarterback. Hey, they did Jerry Goff to Matthew Stafford. They already got 1 ring. They were only 4 points away from 1. I bet that shocked them. a little bit from last year. And look that defensive line alone. Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Brayton Fisk, who's a ball, Pooney Ford. Now you got Miles Garrett. If Miles Garrett, if Aaron Donald comes out of retirement, hey, you're getting one of the best defensive linemen ever played.
He doesn't have to play. He doesn't have to play full time.
He doesn't have to
because the guy that'd be playing with him, like Poona Ford or whoever, is just as good at this point. So, $35.7 million fully guaranteed for Miles Garrett.
And he deserves every dollar.
There's been times where I could argue that they're paying a player too much, but this guy deserves the moon to me. So as long as he doesn't get injured, that would put a damper on what we're talking about.
That's the only way this doesn't work out. And guess what? If he does get injured, it still may work out.
It still might.
Statistically, the Rams were the only team that had a positive score on offense and defense to change the game. I forget the metrics they used for that, but they were in the top 5 of both. They were the only team. If they could have just made one more stop, they're going to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. They were going to the Super Bowl.
Right.
Look, they're far better on paper this year than they are last year.
Yeah, and they got so the Browns got Jared Verse, who's not.
He's the biggest loser. He's the biggest loser.
He is from Ohio. Yeah. The guy's from Ohio, but he doesn't want to go to lose after being on a fantastic team with a great roster and a great coach in McVay. How do you go from that to the Browns?
I don't think he has a choice.
No, he doesn't have a choice. But how do you stay? And I know he's a professional football player, and I know he probably will. But how do you mentally stay locked in when you're going to a team that is a perpetual loser?
Well, the Browns.
Yeah,
the Browns did make it.
He's already locked in.
The Browns made a great trade for the fact that they're trying to rebuild. Yeah. So they got a lot of first-round picks out of the deal.
They got a first-round pick. They got a second-round pick. They got a third-round pick. They're paying less money for Jared Verse, but
they got younger. Look, last year Miles Garrett broke the sack record. Yeah. I know. There's controversy involved in that with the 17 games and all that. But listen to this. Jared Verse has 17 sacks in 2 years. Miles Garrett broke it last year.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. The people saying, oh, it's comparable. Nothing's comparable. Nothing. Jared Verse is a young talent coming up. Mason Foster. The Browns defense. Mason Graham. I keep saying Mason Foster. I apologize. He's young. Look, do I like what they're doing? But this environment change is huge. You're going from a culture of trying to win and win and win. Look, the Browns have gone 8-26 in 2 years. They just keep drafting and drafting and drafting
losing
and drafting. So
they keep drafting quarterbacks.
Well, but their hands are tied. The Deshaun Watson debacle has tied their hands. These guys, after this year, they might be able to do something.
Look, you say that. We don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to do this year if he comes back. All the talk about Sanders, and he said, I can't wait to meet Deshaun. Shador was 40th out of 42nd qualified NFL quarterbacks with an impact score. Like, he just wasn't there.
He was a thumbs down.
348, 352 in 10 years of ranking as a starter.
Yeah.
That you ain't gonna win anything with that.
No.
You are not gonna win anything with that.
And Deshaun Watson, even though he hadn't played in a while, we know that he is a NFL caliber quarterback who can win when he's locked in. And I don't know if he's locked in.
I don't even.
We hadn't seen him locked in a while.
I ain't seen him locked in since
he's been
Texas.
on the couch. He's been on the couch
since the year before he got suspended in Houston, and I just don't know. Look, the Browns. Do I like their draft? Yeah, but what does it matter? What does it matter? Because I don't know what you're doing at quarterback. I don't know.
The most important position on the field is a question mark.
And I tell you what, man. Like, you get. How does Cleveland get draft pick after draft pick after draft pick, and we say we like their draft, and I've seen times where I've gone down that Browns defense, and I've seen the names on there that second round, third round picks that are backing up people who could start anywhere, and they still win 5 games.
Yeah.
And look, I like what they got. They got Spanu, Concepcion, they got Boston. They finally got some wide receivers because they didn't have nobody over there.
Yes.
You got Graham. Harold Fannin. I loved Harold Fannin last year.
Decent offensive line. They have a running back now. Judkins is.
I'm not drafting Judkins.
No, I'm not drafting either.
I'm not drafting Judkins this year, but a lot of people love him.
I think that he has intangibles. He showed it last year before the injury. I have to see more of him.
I think it's cursed, and I think it's a coaching issue because if you remember, at one point they were stacked with Baker Mayfield, OBJ, Nick Chubb.
Couldn't win.
They couldn't win.
It was
Landry. They had some of the best receivers, best running back, and
their defense wasn't.
Baker Mayfield at the time was proclaimed to be the next thing coming out of the college, and they just couldn't make it happen. So it's been a constant, turnover of great picks, like you said, great pulls from other teams, and what is wrong? I don't know.
There are teams out there who hold on too long to players. Right, yep. Players that are a failure that they shouldn't hold on to for so long. The Browns are the opposite. They're quick to pull that trigger to get rid of somebody. That's what they did with Baker Mayfield. They've done that with other players too. I see the Browns defense now, instead of being a top 2 or 3 defense, it'll be top 10, maybe 7 or 8. But Jared Verse isn't a scrub. He's not anything to sneeze at. He's not Miles Garrett. Their defense is still strong, but this Rams defense is number 1.
But you bring that up. I'm talking about sooner. In 2020, Stefanski won you 11 games. In 2023, he won you 11 games. He won Coach of the Year twice with the Browns.
Yes.
Why couldn't they sustain that? Is it just because of this horrible Deshaun Watson trade? Is that what it was?
No, because it was bad before that.
That's what I'm saying. The Baker Mayfield. But where did Baker Mayfield reinvent himself?
Tampa. But
no. Where was his first step when he got his chance back?
With
the Rams.
Yeah, with the Rams.
In 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
He completely. But
he took over.
But he went to that's why it is so important to have a quarterback whisperer as your head coach.
Yep.
You have to have it. That's the most important player on the field. He's your guy. You got to have it, and McVay is that.
He went to a system, figured it out, went to his own team, took over.
Yeah, and now Baker's in Tampa, and he's steadily regressing because they got a defensive-minded head coach.
Yeah, it wasn't very long ago. The Browns won a playoff game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now look at it.
A playoff game. Yeah.
How did you go from there to this so fast? Is it just the quarterback?
No.
And they draft and they draft and they draft. And
it's the culture, man. It's a culture thing. It's a Browns culture thing. I 100% believe that it's somewhere in the ownership or somewhere in management or something that sets their culture to be what it is. Because there's one thing that's a constant in Cleveland, and that's that ownership and that management.
And how are the Rams doing this? Like they look, they traded the first round. Hey, they went and got a quarterback I didn't like. And the second part of the year, it was just bad in the SEC with
I tell you how they're doing
with Alabama. But they went in. You think And they don't go to the draft. I mean, they go to the draft, but they don't go to the combine. They got scouts. They're not doing that. Leslie and them aren't doing that.
McVay's not out there.
Yeah, McVay ain't out there.
No.
He's at home kicking it.
They already know who they already know.
Do you think he's just
From gameplay, not from combines, and they know from gameplay who they're taking.
Everybody was so like, oh, he's mad they draft him and all that. He's just the Rams are just trolling everybody. 31 teams. Hey, if you're Seattle, why don't you? Hey, you got to hear this rumor. Los Angeles is trying to go get him. You just got to the Super Bowl. San Francisco, I know you got Bosa and stuff. Y'all weren't healthy.
Yeah,
and the best player in the NFL was available.
And you should have been like, what do I need to give you? 2 first rounds? Done.
Hey, you're trying to win the Super Bowl. You got to block a team who are 4 points away from the Super Bowl. From getting the best player in the NFL.
You can't let Miles Garrett into the division.
Hey, they did it a couple years ago with Devonta Adams.
Yeah.
They said, oh, look, here's a losing team who's got a player that can get reinvented. Boom.
You've got it used to be the rule you don't trade a quarterback in the division. You do not trade Miles Garrett in the division. You don't trade him, but you don't trade him anywhere but to a lesser team.
Hey, Mike McCarthy.
There's not a lesser team than the Browns, though.
When the trade came out, Mike McCarthy said, I'm so glad I don't have to face him 2 times a year.
Yeah.
Hey, when the coach of the Steelers says, I'm so glad, and they only won 5 games, it's not like but that's a whole game plan. That's a week of you're game planning for one person. You know how much energy and time that takes that a coaching staff doesn't have to worry about? You're not planning all week to stop Jared Verse.
It's not rocket science, though. It really is not. You've got the same makeup, the Ravens with Ray Lewis, which Miles Garrett, to me, is a better player than Ray Lewis. You've got the Eagles over years. You think Ray Lewis was a better player than Miles Garrett?
Yeah.
Oh, no, sir. I mean, maybe had a more vicious...
Different position, so I don't know.
But he might have been more vicious, but as far as intangibles and...
I mean, Ray Lewis... I'll say this. I mean, Miles Garrett never had an Ed Reed or
He does now. He's got 2 very, very good defensive
good
backs.
secondary, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens, man. But I firmly believe that this puts the Rams over the top. If you were going to pick, like, say, Bet Online or something for who was going to win the Super Bowl, you should have done it a week ago.
I got you.
Yeah.
Because if you were going to pick the Rams, you should have done it a week ago. Because now it's worthless to bet on them.
They're the favorite now.
Yeah. You wouldn't get anything. You would get pennies.
We're talking about the Browns. Let's talk about another Brown.
Okay.
AJ.
Okay. AJ Brown going to the Patties.
The Patties. They finally found him a number 1.
A quarterback he can push around.
Yep.
Coach he can push around.
Is this a great makeup?
I don't agree at all.
I don't think he's going to push around the coach. I don't think that's going to happen. Drake May wins this because he didn't have a legitimate first. And I just think that it's like too little too late. I like the Patriots, but I think the Patriots were just a little lucky last year.
They're a flash in the pan.
I thought they were a little lucky last year. I was prepping for this. I was doing because I wanted to talk about this. And I did see to where like they're saying Drake May knows far and away more already this year than he knew last year. And he was already MVP
That's what a
candidate last year. But I'm going to say something like, teams are going to be ready for New England this year.
Yeah.
And I firmly believe that if Bo Nix was healthy, they're not in the Super Bowl. And if you watch that game, they were just overpowered in the Super Bowl. It just wasn't. You can go on and on about
out maneuvered, out thought, and overpowered.
Yeah,
on all 3 levels.
Yeah, it was. I was one of the just a physical performance that just Seattle just had on him. Yeah, and it's AJ Brown great. Like Stephon Diggs is gone. I didn't think Stephon Diggs was going to be that impactful, and he was for a few games, but he wasn't amazing. I just think this move, like I look at AJ Brown and fantasy-wise is what I was looking at. And last year, there were times when Devonta Smith was the man. And you could tell week 4, week 5, that offense couldn't get going.
Right.
And look, for what it's worth, I like Hurts as a quarterback, but he's not very accurate, right? At times he struggles. I see this move as like a AJ Brown Do you remember when Brandon Marshall went from Denver to Miami and all that, and his reputation was all like, oh, he's the best, he's great. Chicago. Remember when he was kind of being that journeyman, and he's big, and he's going to do all this, and he went and he put up numbers, but he wasn't impactful.
No.
And I think this is going to be the same situation.
You think he's going to drown out in the offense?
Oh, it hurts A.J. Brown's value in fantasy football 100%. It does to me.
And
I'm going to tell you, let's go with statistics, right? Okay. And I don't even got to look at nothing on paper. The average for Drake May last year was 175 yards a game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a run. He rushed. He was just
so going back. I mean, there was maybe 2 or 3 games he threw for 250 somewhere around that. His average is 175 yards passing throughout a game. Not saying that they weren't good, they weren't accurate, but all that kind of downsizes your A.J. Brown fantasy value.
So if A.J. Brown gets 80 yards a game, say, average, what would that be in 17 games? He's looking at, 13? He's still going to be above a 1,000-yard receiver. Right. It's the touchdown part that's going to be the problem. Because you still got Ramondre, who is a problem when you're close to the end zone. You've got Travion Henderson.
That's my favorite pickup this year. I
mean, Monungai is lightning in a bottle, and Travion's right behind him. If the guy was just a little bit bigger, he would be unstoppable.
I think he's just going to have a huge year this year.
And then don't forget now, the quarterback rushes too, so he can run in the end zone.
Yeah, and they've got other receivers there. Maybe nothing A.J. Brown caliber, but they have others. So he's still going to be probably 1,300-yard receiver. But the touchdowns, I don't think are going to be there for him.
I don't think he's at 13. I think he gets a little bit over 1,000. You still have Pop Douglas, who mean, you still got you just drafted one in the second round not 2 years ago. Keyshawn Butte said he's going to show up. I assume he's going to get traded. I don't know. They use their tight ends a lot in this offense. They're going to run the ball a lot in this offense. Brown loves Vrabel. Vrabel drafted him. Mm-hmm. Vrabel has, remember the draft story? Like he said, I thought, what did he say? I thought New England was take me. And Vrabel told him, yeah, well, guess what? You're a Titan. Vrabel's not going to put up with anything. I just think it's going to go away of Brandon Marshall.
He's just going to waste away.
I mean, he's going to put up great numbers, but I don't think New England's not surprising anybody this year. Look, everybody sees the weaknesses now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
he was never a tier 2 receiver for me. He was maybe a tier 3. He's not even that.
He was always a tier 3 for me. I mean, I've never put him in tier 2. I've never taken him that high. I think he's still a tier 3. Hey, let me tell you something.
Maybe lower tier 3.
Fantasy wise, I am screaming for the rooftop for Devonta Smith. Like Devonta Smith was going off last year.
Yeah, now he gets value.
Now there's 100 targets out there.
I agree with what you're saying. He is. If the guy was 20 pounds heavier, he would be unstoppable. But they got a tiny little dude over there, man, who's just as good, and he's all the eyes are going to be off of him, and that's Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah.
And Mekhi Lemon is going to be a weapon that I'm going to look for later in the draft. I think Mekhi Lemon comes around mid-season.
Look, they just got faster. Look, they got younger at wide receiver. All right, they got cheaper and they got faster because, hey, it's Hollywood Browns, Mekhi Lemon, it's Zontavian Wicks, it's Devonta Smith. Run, everybody run.
There's a reason they got rid of A.J. Brown, and that's because they plan to run the ball. They have to run the ball.
They're going to go get back on it.
Tank Bigsby. You can't keep either one of them guys off the field. Tank could be a starting running back on any team.
Yeah.
So that's what they're going to do. Run. Dallas Goedert's going to reinvent himself next year.
No.
Uh-oh. I'm just kidding.
So that's who I like out of them. And I mean, just Josh McDaniel says Drake May knows the offense. That's awesome. I don't know. I wish New England needs to get rid of Keyshawn Butte. I'd like to see what Keyshawn Butte can do
with the Cardinals.
I'd like another offense. I don't know. There's some news in the Cardinals camp that all of a sudden, Martin Harrison Jr. is a beast now. They said
They say that every year.
Well, they say they didn't know he was that big. They're giving him wide. They're just throwing it up in the end zone and letting him go get it. So,
I hope so.
So they're doing that. A little pop quiz for everybody out there. There are 2 running backs, and one of these guys you are going to have to draft this year. There are 2 running backs in the past 4 years that have rushed for 1,000 yards. One of them is Baltimore, Mr. Derrick Henry. Do you know who the other one is?
In 4 years?
In 4 years, they've had 1,000 yards every year. Only 2 running backs have done it.
In 4 years.
Can you guess them? One is Derrick Henry. The other is surprised that everyone should be targeting in fantasy football this year.
HN ain't been around that long. James Cook ain't been around that long.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tony Pollard.
What?
Tony Pollard. And this year, look at what the Titans are doing. They are going to run the ball. Okay? So, out there, surprise, I'm giving you right now a free fantasy football league winning player. Tony Pollard this year, 5 years, 1,000 yards.
Every year I used to draft James Conner as my safe space.
Yep.
Could it be Tony Pollard now? It could be.
Hey.
They didn't do anything. They trust him.
Look at where he's getting drafted, and the floor is 1,000 yards.
Around 11, 12.
About 8. Eight's his Unis. So
I'm gonna ask you a question. One question. Chase Brown or Tony Pollard?
Chase Brown.
Oh boy.
Chase Brown.
Jeez Louise.
Especially in a PPR. Chase Brown finished wide receiver 8. Running back.
My issue with Tony Pollard is the touchdown.
I agree, but it's going to be better this year.
I think with the emergence of receivers over there now, now they have to open the defense up a little bit more, and I think it'll be Tony Pollard can catch the ball.
Yeah.
That's what he built his career on.
I agree with that.
So in Dallas, yeah. So I think this. Look,
I like it. I like your take.
Where he's getting drafted, and his floor is 1,000 yards. Give me all the Tony Pollard in the world right now with a Titans team that seems to be like trusting Cam Ward more and going more offensive heavy, and now we got some weapons and stuff. So
he doesn't get injured.
No, in the middle of this take, y'all, you're getting a fantasy league winner. So this is why y'all should follow us.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
So to end it all, because we started with the Browns and Miles Garrett, do you think that the Browns or the Rams won this in the long haul? Not for instant gratification.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I think the Rams won anyway, because I don't think the Browns, if you give them 1,000 picks, how they're going to do any better. They haven't been able to reinvent themselves, and who knows?
Of course,
the Rams win for me.
It isn't the Rams win to me, but let me tell you something. If the Rams don't win a Super Bowl, all this is for nothing.
Yes, for nothing. But to me, there's nobody coming out in the next 4 years in college that is anything like Miles Garrett.
I agree.
Anything like him. So he's a generational talent. He might go down in history as the greatest defensive end.
Yeah. Right now, he's the best player in the NFL right now.
So that's what I got on it, man.
Yeah. So,
all right. Well, till next time, I'm Nate Tate.
Joe Caldero.
Shadow Ike.
And we're out.
Smashmouth Footballers.
Artlist.io.
I shoot my shot and it's clean. This is my city, yeah, this is my team. If you talking and talk to me nice, I play with all of my life. You see my name in the lights, better get right, champion. The game is in trouble. I've been in my depth for the piece of the puzzle. I got it for real. Still keep me going. I wake
Music
up
licensing reimagined.
in the field, man of the town. You been in your fields. I'm adjusting this crown. Call me your majesty. Either that or your tragedy.